Well, now we are in a crisis, and we are asking donors to help us get out of this crisis. When the margins get that narrow, you might see things like elective surgeries postponed.
Well, that was Dan Dowling of Red Cross Northern New England briefly explaining the blood shortage crisis we're talking about this morning. It is just the second ever national blood crisis. And joining me now to talk about this is Red Cross Nevada and Utah CEO Heidi Ruster on how we can help kind of replenish the blood supply. Heidi, thanks for being here this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
How big of a deal is this blood shortage?
It's a big deal. It's only the second time in our history that we've declared it a blood crisis, and that means that we have very little on the shelves day in, day out to supply our hospitals. And it's not just the American Red Cross, it's across the blood centers across the United States where we're seeing this shortage.
Only the second time ever. When was the first?
During COVID.
During COVID.
Yeah.
What's essentially causing this? Is it a lack of donors?
It's a lack of donors. It is a challenge every summer because many of our blood drives are at schools and other places like that are only open not during summer. But also it's the amount of heat we're seeing across the country, storms, and also other medical situations that have come up recently that are affecting many people. That's what we can attribute it to at this point.
You didn't hear what that soundbite was, but he was saying that, there are carryover effects of this. This could lead to elective surgeries not being performed, things like that. What else are we not thinking of, like the impacts?
Well, the impacts, the biggest thing for blood and to have it available right away is trauma situations. So having the blood available at a moment's notice in the hospitals for trauma situations, the hospitals will make sure that that's the case. They'll have to make some decisions, hopefully not too significantly, not too long, as to whether they do elective surgeries or they use blood therapy for cancer treatment and otherwise at a certain point, or delay that and use something else. So there's a lot of different decisions that need to be made in this situation. The hope is this won't last long.
Okay, we're going to get to kind of getting that call out, asking people to donate in just a moment. But in my notes here, it says the Red Cross now limiting distributions of type O blood to hospitals, correct?
That's right. So type O positive blood is the most common blood type, and about 80% of the transfusions are O positive. O negative is a universal blood type that can apply to almost any transfused patient, right? They can receive that. So it's very important that we have an ample supply of O blood throughout the system.
Okay, I'm going to spring this on you. I don't know how you're going to quantify it. When people hear about a blood crisis or a blood shortage, is there a way to quantify what is normal or what you'd hope to have versus what you have now?
Yeah, we work with hospitals across the country and we fulfill their requirements.
Okay, I see.
So when we can't fulfill their requirements to their requests, that's when we have apprehension. Sometimes it's minimal and we said, look, we need to get ahead of it, we need some help. This is in a crisis situation where the amount of blood donated in the last month decreased about 25%.
Okay.
So that's where the crisis comes in.
Okay, how do we get out of this?
Donation. So we have blood drives across Utah, right? And we need 3,000 units of blood a day throughout the nation to keep the blood supply where it's at. So there are many people that are incredibly generous day in, day out who donate blood. So if you have an appointment, you're ready to go, keep that appointment. Okay. That's what we're seeing is people aren't keeping appointments.
Okay.
And then the other side is there are openings at all of our drives. So if you go online or have the app, sign up for a drive right near you. It's super simple to do.
Okay, so a unit of blood, is that what a typical person can donate, 1 unit?
1 unit. One person can do power donations. That means you give 2 units of blood and you get back the rest. You give your red blood cells and you get back the rest. So I gave a double red or a power red donation last Friday.
Okay.
And then I don't have to give as often.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy to locate these blood drives by going online?
Yeah, redcrossblood.org, download the app, or you can call 1-800-RED-CROSS and find out where the closest drive is to you, what's most convenient time-wise. It's best to set up an appointment. Things will move quickly, and you can get in and out of there usually within 45 minutes.
So did you say we need 3,000 units a day across the country?
That's right.
So essentially, 3,000 people nationwide donating every day.
Every day.
But we need to catch up, so we need more than that, right?
That's right. That's right. We need to go beyond that. So the hope is we go beyond the goals that we have at our drives and go to the capacity of them and make sure that we can fulfill the needs of our patients throughout the country.
Some people might hear that number, 3,000 nationwide a day, and think, well, that's not that heavy of a lift. Only 3,000 when you're spread across the country?
Yeah, I mean, but it has to be every day.
Every day.
Every
Okay.
single day,
Consistent.
right?
Yeah.
We can't give up on it because the blood supply, we have to replenish every 42 days. It only lasts so long. So that's why the need is constant. And it's not just blood, it's also platelets, which are important for cancer treatment and trauma and so forth. So both of those products are essential for the hospitals.
I mean, hopefully people don't need incentives to donate, but there are some.
There are. So through the end of July, we have some fun Fandango movie tickets available. And then starting August 1, there is $20 Amazon gift cards. So, it's something to say thank you so much. And hopefully that will turn the corner for people to come in and donate blood. And it's so easy, and our phlebotomists are amazing. So don't be hesitant at all. If it's a new donor, I just started giving because eligibility was lifted in different ways in the last couple of years. It's easy, it's simple, they're amazing. Our teams are amazing.
Well, let's talk about eligibility because people don't always stay up to date on the newest standards and eligibility requirements. In the past, some populations were not allowed to give blood. So where are we now with some of those different populations and age groups?
Yeah. So we work very closely, all the blood centers work very closely with FDA to follow the eligibility requirements of giving blood. There's so many things that need to be determined before a person gets transfused blood. So there's been different eligibilities through the years. Of late, individuals in the LGBTQ community, especially those men who have sex with men, that's the reality, there was some apprehension related to HIV many, many years ago. Because of the way we do health history and the questions we ask, we feel that there is no reason to have that challenge and eligibility. So the Red Cross was behind that for many, many years, and just recently in the last year and a half, FDA lifted that barrier.
Okay.
Which is wonderful. The other is, I lived overseas many years with the military. Mad cow disease was a thing.
Okay.
And you maybe were exposed to it. They have, again, your eligibility, they've let that go with FDA. So, and there's some medications and other disease situations where eligibility changes. So don't hesitate if you have a question, call 1-800-RED CROSS to talk about your situation. But there's also a very detailed health history, which will get to the bottom of your eligibility, which you can do before the donation.
Okay, so potentially if you've been told in the past, you can't donate.
That's right.
Things may have changed.
Very likely.
Do a little bit of research and maybe ask if you're able to donate.
Yeah, come and join us, and it feels good. It feels good to donate blood. It just does. How physically it does, but just feeling like you're giving, maybe you could save somebody's life through that.
What is the threshold to cross from shortage into crisis?
The numbers are very specifically looked at in the sense of, where do we see concern in our inventory nationwide, and how high do we share the concern, right?
I see. Okay.
So 25% is too high on where we went down. So yeah, getting much closer to that 3,000 units a day is where we need to get to. So the closer we get that, the lesser the crisis will be.
I'm not afraid of needles, but some people are.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe they are really intimidated by this prospect. That's why they've never done it. Obviously, it would be nice to get some of those people on board.
That's right.
How do you talk those cautious or scared people through this process?
Yeah, I was one of those, right? And I think it's just really important to appreciate the needle used is very, very, very small. The gauge is very, very small. So the phlebotomists are well qualified, have a lot of experience. They know how to take blood from individuals. They just do. It's quick. I mean, the whole blood draw process is maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I went through Lamaze many times, right? So you learn how to breathe through pain or your perception of that.
Yeah.
You breathe through it. You drink a lot of water, and you're in a healthy situation when you go in the door. It shouldn't be a problem at all, and it only takes a few minutes, and oh my gosh, what a difference you can make.
All right, definitely a crisis out there. We appreciate you coming in to talk about it and hopefully get some more people out there to donate.
Appreciate it, and thank you so much for the generosity of our donors.
All right, thank you so much, Heidi.